Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over some tips and tricks to help you push your max high. I previously got my max rank 30 and I'm doing it again. I'm hopefully going to be going to about rank 35 and I find her really OP in solo showdown right now. Now first up, I would use running gun to get that extra reload speed. And I would use phase shifter, so not for the speed, but just for the invincibility, I find it worth it. When a bee is gonna shoot you with your charge shot, which is actually a very common scenario, or a Frank is gonna use a stun, you want to use it away from him, or a Shelly, it's just super OP, and I find it way better than Max's new gadget. Now it's time to dive into some of the gameplay, just to give you an idea of how to play Max. Now my first tip would be, don't be afraid to waste ammo, and what I mean by that is that you get your ammo incredibly fast, and you just don't want to be afraid to use the ammo, because I find that I'm like almost always shooting. Max can apply a ton of pressure, which can save your life in so many situations, just because you send off so many shots that it's so hard for anyone to do anything to you. For my second tip, it would be, make sure that you know what you're going to do when each brawler does something to you. For instance, when an Edgar jumps me, I know to use my gadget away from where he's going to land, and then consistently run away from him and use my super if I have it. And then I just want to stay around him, and I can often get an Edgar kill if an Edgar jumps me, and it is so hard for an Edgar to kill me, which has only happened once in my last like 20 rounds. And now another thing that you want to do is know that how you're going to fight a bee, because it's also very common for one or two bees to be constantly shooting you. You really want to watch out for that as well. What I'd like to do when bees are shooting me is focus one of them, try to get in a spot where only that one that you're focusing can hit you, and then try to burst her down. Also, if she gets a shot on you, then she has her charge shot, and that charge shot is coming straight towards you and it's going to hit you. I always gadget towards the charge shot, so that way I'm nice and close, and then I can just finish her off. But you need to remember honeycoat, because that will make you lose if you forget about it. So always remember the honeycoat. But you still should be able to burst down that bee before she kills you. And just many other brawlers like that, you need to know how you're going to beat them before you get in the fight. Two common brawlers that you need to know how you're going to fight is Tara and Bibi. Now with Bibi, you're going to want to just stay away from her, but if you do get in close, what I like to do is actually use my gadget in front of her and past her, so that way she will miss a shot and then often miss another shot on you, which you really want to use to your advantage, because that will make you win the fight. Now here, I know that Ems is bad up close, so I use my gadget to get nice and close, and then I finish her off. And I do a similar thing with Bibi, but you want to make sure that you're using your gadget while she's going to swing, so that way you take no damage from her attack. And then with Tara, I wouldn't try to dive her just because she's more or less actually a shotgunner, because of her 3 cards that when you're close up it does way more damage. And with her new gadget, that's going to be able to take you out pretty well. So I would try to stay with Tara about max range, so that way you can constantly shoot her. Then when she uses a gadget, remember that. And then when she uses up all 3 gadgets, then you can safely jump towards her. But once again, make sure that you're using your gadget while she uses her normal attack, so that way you can take no damage from the attack because of your gadget. You just really need to remember that and make it your natural instinct to use that gadget whenever you're about to take a large amount of damage. And now for my third tip, and that would be, always try to take 1v1s. Now what I mean by this is that often you will be in a scenario where 2 people will be shooting you at the same time, but you can only shoot one of them back at once, which will often lead to you losing, just because of how much damage you're taking between how much damage you can deal. So what I like to do is I always look for a place that I can easily hide behind a wall and shoot one person at a time, so that way I never have 2 people shooting me at once, And when two people do start shooting me at once, I go to like a wall where only one of them can shoot me. Then I try to kill one of them. Then I walk around the wall while I heal on the opposite side of the other person. And then once I fully heal, I take out him as well. So you never want to do a 2v1. Always try to do a 1v1. Or if you can be one of those two people that shoots that one person, that is also a really good spot to be in. Now for my fourth tip, it would have to be careful when you're teaming, because almost every single teammate that you will ever have will end up backstabbing you. And also when you have a teammate, if you're going to team that is, make sure that he doesn't try to get a super off of you, because that's never a good idea, because almost in every single case, that super will be used towards you. So when I team with somebody and they try to get their super off of me, I almost always just start to shoot them, and then, because it's just not a good idea, and you will lose if you give them their super, because they'll most likely use it on you, especially if it's like a Terra or a Frank. Now for my fifth tip, it would be remember how much damage you do and how fast you can open up boxes. One of my favorite tricks is to find a place that has a lot of boxes, and then I can often shoot a box, burst it down fast, take the elixir, and then run out of there, and that will help me become more strong, and that will help me get the win. For Max, when she is 0 elixir or 1 elixir, it takes her 4 shots to open up a box, but once she gets to 2 elixir or higher, she can actually 3-shot a box, which means that she'll have 1 leftover ammo to shoot at the nearest by person who's gonna oppose you opening up the box. So one of my favorite tricks is to go somewhere, quickly burst down the box, grab the elixir, and get out of there, and then you have 1 more elixir that will save you. And now, for my last and final biggest tip, this is the one that you want to remember the most of all, is always move. Now, this is especially true with Max because of her running gun star power. I am always moving. I never stand completely still. And I find that really helps me make quicker decisions. Like when somebody starts to shoot me, I don't have to put my finger down on the controller, then move it somewhere. I already have it down on the controller and it's ready to just move where I need to dodge with. This way I'll also get more ammo when I'm shooting, just because I'm always moving, so I never have to worry about having too little ammo just because of how much I get from running gun. Now, I totally love Max right now. Make sure that you guys liked the video if you enjoyed it. Comment below if you want any other tips or tricks for Max at all. Make sure that you guys subscribe if you haven't already. I really hope that you guys can do it just like I did. I hope this video was helpful to you as well. Until next time.